So, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to explain some things as you get finished setting up. Go ahead and pour out your monomer. How many magic drops you add depends on how much monomer you pour out. You're going to use a little bit extra monomer today, so don't be afraid to pour out. You're going to use your clear and your white. With your clear and your white, they look the same. C comes before W, so put the clear on top and the white on bottom. There's two separate damping dishes. Clear on top, white on bottom. Okay? Alright, so for acrylics, right? We use brushes, but for the sole purpose that the bristle has to absorb the liquid so we can pick up the bead. We do not use brushes like makeup or hair color, or we're painting on the wall where the bristles pick up the paint and we're spreading the paint and the paint or whatever product is getting in between the bristles. If we could, we would use a spatula instead of a brush because we pat the acrylic down on the nail. We don't brush the acrylic. If we if we do brush strokes, the bristles open and expand. The acrylic gets in between the bristles. The brush hardens, and when we're going from pinky to pinky, our brush won't make it. So we need multiple brushes to get through. So yesterday you've learned all your beadwork, the basics. Today we're going to build a nail using the beadwork, but we're patting as we are pushing and manipulating and maneuvering your acrylic. Okay? Alright, so we today are going to use the big brush. Now, if your big brush is not available because it's dirty, right, it's got acrylic on there, you have your third damping dish that you can soak it with acetone. And if your big one's not available, just use your small brush or the clear one. Either one is fine. They're there for you to use. You're going to use the clear and the white. I'm going to use blue because you can't see white on my sheet, and that's going to be hard for you to see what we're doing. Okay? Does anybody need anything? Does anybody have any questions before we get started? Okay, and again, I'm going to be using the blue, and I'm going to go straight out of my container, which I know I tell you not to do, but it's just because I'm doing it for the demo, okay? You use your clear and you use your white. All right, so we're doing something a little bit different. On your table setup, can you see you should have your practice sheet, the Tammy Taylor. I'm going to scoot up because there's a glare. The Tammy Taylor practice sheet is going to be the side that has the big circles and then the rectangle with the U-shaped point, the tip of the French tip, the nail tip. Yeah, we're going to use that side. We're going to make an upside down snowman. So as you're setting up, our monomer is at the top. Then it's going to be our clear damping dish with the clear, and then it's going to be the white damping dish with the white. Little upside down snowman. I'm gonna work out of my blue, so my blue's off to the side, but you guys work out of the damping dishes, okay? I have a dark blue and a light blue, so like the clear and the white. Alright, also have your metal tool close by. If, as you're picking up your bead drops into your damping dish like it did yesterday, take your tool immediately and you're going to scoop up that bead as fast as you can before all of the friends start linking hands. The longer that sits in your that wet bead sits in your damping dish, the more friends it's going to link into, the more molecules it's going to grab, and the bigger that bead is going to expand into your damping dish. Remember that the reason why that bead drops down is because when you tap and you look at it, there's not enough powder and it's not deep enough. And and that glass is going to grasp on to your friends, right? And it's going to pull it off of your brush. So add accordingly. Questions? Does anyone need anything? Does everybody have everything? Don't forget to tap, tap, tap. You need a piece of tape? Let me get a piece of tape. I see it kind of balance it over there. Don't forget to tap, tap, tap your damping dish to get you a fresh sheet of snow. Everybody has the practice sheets. Your napkin folded in fours. All right. So, yes, the last couple of days we've been working on your bead. So, on this Tammy Taylor practice sheet, you have your bead work opportunity. You've got the big round beads going to the third row of the smaller round beads. So, that's what that is on the practice sheet. I'm going to scoot it up just for the glare. You can do it on whichever one you want, whatever feels comfortable. I'm going to go over here on this side so you can see it and it's closer. Okay. We are going to season our brush. We season the brushes by dipping into the monomer and let it soak a little bit. Roll your brush around, let the bristles absorb. We're going to wipe, 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 wipe. Flip the brush over like a tortilla and wipe, 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 wipe. Come to your napkin and wipe, wipe, wipe. Remember that when you're wiping on your napkin, you wipe like you read a book. Top to bottom, left to right. So your napkin should be pretty clean today. If you're right-handed, your thing's on the right-hand side. If you're left-handed, your thing's on the left-hand side. And it should be like this. We're trying something different. Yesterday, the monomer was on the left and the polymer was on the right. Today, monomer's on the top, polymer's on the bottom. Okay? All right. Here we go. We're going to place our acrylic bead. We're going to use white. I'm going to use blue. Over one of these. There's two ways to do it. Go ahead and dip your brush into the monomer. Hold 1, 2, 3. It's a big shape, so wipe only one time. Flip the belly over. Pick up your bead by dipping and dragging or by dipping and picking up. Hover over your napkin. Remember, there's nothing on the top of the brush. The bead is only on the bottom. Let the molecules hold and link. Let your friends hold hands. Then we're going to go ahead and drop that bead off by patting in the middle of that shape and wipe, 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 wipe on the upper left-hand corner of your napkin. Wipe to a point. Okay? As you do that, this is a brand new product for you, so learn the product. Look how shiny it is. Look how long it takes to expand. The shinier the bead is, means it's wet, it's fresh. When you touch it with your brush, it's going to get stuck or it's going to come apart. Your friends are just barely holding hands. The molecules are barely linking. Whenever it starts to get rid of the shine, starting to get dull, matte, your friends are starting to link arms and legs and bodies until it gets hard so the molecules are fully formed in linked chains. From here, you're going to take and shove this, move this around, manipulate it into this shape. So you're going to tap from the right, tap from the left. Tap on the top using the belly of the brush to expand the shape. Tap, tap, just like yesterday, except yesterday you did a circle. Today, you are doing a funky rectangle. You're going to tap, tap, tap. We are not brushing. We are tapping and pushing the acrylic to expose that black line or to put the acrylic right over that black line. Once you do the sides and once you do the bottom, you are then going to brush wipe your brush to a point. At the top, you are going to take the tip of the brush and you're going to manipulate that acrylic to push it to outline that smile line. You will not necessarily, for your first time, get that really nice pointy tip on those corners. On the next one that you do, you'll be a little bit more successful. Don't forget to wipe your brush as you're going. And the main deal, or the main idea, is for you to manipulate the acrylic to fit it inside of that shape and expose that black line. Your bead isn't picking up. Put more powder in your damping dish and wipe your brush twice instead of just once. It may be that you have too much liquid in your brush. If that doesn't work, let me know and we'll see what's up with it. It may just be that there's too much liquid in your brush. Well, from here I can see there's not enough powder. So take 3 big scoopfuls and then put that in. Yeah. And one more. There you go. And that should be better. But still, when you're going to dip in the brush into the damping dish, wipe twice. And then you should be good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Babies. Right? Babies don't pop out of mom and start running around the room. That is freaky and that would be scary. All right? Babies have to learn how to lift their head, learn how to roll over. They learn how to sit up and take a step, and then they walk, and then they run and jump and are all over. You are that way, right? Don't get discouraged if at the first time it's not working out for you. Okay, this is the place to make all the mistakes, and you are gonna make them. Okay, if you were successful, great, and if not, that's okay. Let me show you a different way to do this that you might like a little bit better. So you're one of the 2 types, right? That you form the shape or you make the shape. So we just made the shape, now let's form it. Tap, tap, tap your whites. Again, I'm using the blue. You're going to dip your brush into the monomer. It is a big shape, so wipe accordingly. Flip the brush over like a tortilla. You're either going to dip and drag or you're going to dip and tap. You're going to hover over your napkin. Look at the side of the brush. There's nothing on the top of the brush, but you have your bead on the bottom of the brush. Hold. Look at it. Look at it. Give the molecules time to link together. Your friends have to hold hands. And then go and drop it off in the middle. And you're just patting like a spatula. You're just dropping off. If the bead is not, wipe your brush. If the bead is not dropping off, it's a Pac-Man eating the tip of the brush and you picked it up wrong. That's why it's not dropping off. Wipe your brush to a point and look at the bead. Look how wet the bead is. Learn the product and how shiny it is and how long it takes to get dull. Watch it expand. Look at the size of the bead that you picked up. We are going to pretend that we are rolling dough and we're going to make tortillas or cookies or something. We're going to expand this bead and cover the entire shape. So use the belly of your brush. I'm about high-fiving my table. And you're going to tap, 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 tap. And as I'm tapping, or as you are tapping, you are pushing that product past the black line. You can come from the top by moving your hand, or you can come from the bottom. When you are done, you should not see your black line. Don't forget to wipe your brush. So here we have the whole piece covered. It doesn't need to be a circle or a rectangle or a square. You just covered your shape. Okay? Before it gets too hard, you're going to go ahead and take the side belly of your brush and you are going to tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap on the right. Wipe your brush. And then tap, tap, tap on the left and wipe your brush. Don't forget that randomly you can fold your napkin and wipe your brush as well. Then go to the bottom. You are creating a square, so you want to make sure that you stay within the shape. Now you're either going to expose the black line or you're right on the black line. There's two kinds of people. Either one is fine. Tap, tap, tap on the top to make sure that you have a nice, smooth surface. Remembering that acrylic is self-leveling. So as you do your acrylic and you shape it just perfectly, go back to the beginning because it might have moved. You're going to take the tip of the brush and using the sides of the tip coming from the top, like you're going to poke your tummy with your tip of your brush, you're going to push, push, push and shove that acrylic into the smile line formation. Because you covered the entire shape, it is a lot easier to form the shape this way than it is previously. Now, as you're doing this, right, you're creating a three-dimensional shape and that acrylic is lifting up. So you need to tap, tap, tap on the top of the nail. You can continue to move and manipulate the shape or the acrylic to get whatever shape you like as long as those molecules have not fully hardened. Once those molecules fully harden, that's it. There's no more moving it around. You've got to make sure to stay within your time frame per finger according to the clients that you're servicing. Make it smooth best you can. It will continue to self-level, so check your original shapes. Okay? And that is how this practice sheet works. So you're either going to stay within and expose that black line, or you're going to go on the black line. It does change the size, does get a little bit bigger because it adds a little bit on both the sides and the bottom. Milka, did it work? Yeah, okay. Look at your napkin, look at my napkin. My napkin has a blue. I pinched it down here a few times. I can see the acrylic. You can't because it's white and it's a white napkin, but promise you it looks like my napkin with all the blue. This is white. So don't forget to wipe, wipe, wipe your brush. Questions on this? This is how this drill works. Okay, you either make the shape or you form the shape. Let's go ahead and take the back end and scrape it off. If it's not fully dry, it's alright, it's not a problem. Take your napkin and wipe. Be careful, your napkin might have powder on it. Let's flip over your practice sheet. I'm going to use 2 shades of blue. You use your white and your clear. For this practice sheet, what we're going to do is we are going to create a nail. If you look, Tammy Taylor is did I tell you already? She's a nail tech. She's old school. She has done nails for a long time. She has her own company. Her nail polishes are really great. Her son is in the company with her. He makes polish colors. They're on social media. Excuse me. And they're very successful. She's really big on education. You can go to her classes. Da, 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 da. I think she's in Houston. I mean in Texas, I think. I don't remember. But anyway, this is from her website. It is free on her website, which is where you guys got that from. This particular one on the top, it gives you an explanation of how you're going to do. This is a nail surface. This is your brush. And then here are 4 different nail shapes. We're going to do the bottom one just because it's the same from the other side, but you can do, as you practice, you can do either one. On all of them, you're going to see numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do the same thing, beadwork, but we're going to build an actual nail in bead format. There are nail techs that start from the tip, work to the cuticle, or cuticle work to the tip. Today we're working from the cuticle from the tip to the cuticle. Okay. All right, you're going to use white for number 1 and clear for 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to use the blues, okay? Dip the brush, wipe the belly, flip it over, pick up your bead. It is quite a large bead. Let the bead do its magic. You're going to use white. Yeah, you're going to use white on the French tips. We're going to make a French tip. The number 1, I'm going to do it on this side. You can do it anywhere on your paper on the bottom row. You're going to drop off the bead on the number 1 and tap off. Wipe, 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 wipe. You're doing the white. I'm doing the blue. And repeat the same thing you just did. Whether you're going to make the shape or form the shape, it's your choice. If you're tapping and you're like, ooh, my bead is like coming up with my brush, that means the friends have not linked together yet. That means that they're still barely holding hands. So give it a second. Because if you keep tapping, it's going to get stuck to your brush. The bristles are going to come pull up off of your main body of your brush, and acrylic is going to get wrapped up. But once you get a good shine, then you can start forming that nail tip. Whether it's by pushing to cover the entire shape, expand the shape like a tortilla, tap, 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 and then form it, or you're pushing and staying within that black line, and you're one of two. You're either going to stay in the black line and you can see the black line, or you're literally on the black line and you can't see the black line. Either one is fine. If you're within the black line, it's going to look slightly smaller. If you're on the black line, it's going to look slightly larger. So when you look and compare to your neighbors, if they look a little different, that probably be why. Once you do the sides and the bottom, you're going to come in with the tip and you're going to push, push, push to create that smile line and those peaks on the side. As you're doing that, you are creating a three-dimensional effect and you're lifting the acrylic. So as you're lifting the acrylic, you've got to tap on the top to make sure that you have a smooth surface and you don't have any bumps. Now remember that acrylic will continue to self-level until your friends fully lock. And fold your napkin over should you choose. And you have your shape. That's the white part of the French tip. Now on all 4 of the different rows, you have different shapes. You have your square, you have your coffin, you have, right? So those shapes are different sizes, so it's a different size bead. The bottom row is the biggest bead you'll get. So you can either switch brushes. With nail techs really don't switch brushes like that, but you can. We're going to do bead number 2 with the clear. I'm going to do a light blue. You do a clear. It is a substantially smaller bead, so wipe accordingly and pick up accordingly. You're going to pick up your bead with clear and you're going to place it on the number 2. Watch the bead, look at it, let your friends link, and then drop it off on the number 2. Wipe, 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 wipe. Let it expand. When you drop off your bead and it just whoop, like it just drops down, it's probably too wet. Or if you look at it, man, it just keeps shining. Or if it just like spews out and flans out, you're like, what is happening? It's probably just too wet. You have too much monomer on your brush and it's going to take you longer. And besides, the ratio is off. Have you ever made lemonade and like you put a lot of water and not enough powder and you taste it and you're like, ugh, tastes like weird water? Let me put more powder, right? Your ratio's off. Or if you put way too much powder in the Kool-Aid and then there's not enough water and you're like, oh, it tastes bitter. That's the same thing with acrylic. You have to have the right proportion of powder to liquid in order for it to be strong. Because if not, my client's nails, when she's typing, are going to break off. So with the number 2, you're going to tap, tap, tap on the top. You need to tap and drag down. You need to blend it. with your number 1. Blend, blend, blend. Bring in the sides. And then come from the top and bring it down to the dotted line to expose that dotted line. Tap, tap, tap. What you will see, you won't see it because you're using clear, but right here you're going to have a smile line or some kind of line that is defining the two colors of acrylic. You want to try to blend that out as best as you can. If you can't, it's okay because you're going to do the number 4 over everything. And if it comes up, I'll show you kind of how that looks like when you don't. Okay, you've done number 2. You're going to do number 3. It's about the same size, so wipe accordingly. Grab and pick up your bead. Watch your bead. Look at it. Drop it off over the 3. Wipe, wipe, wipe your brush. Give it a second. If it's too shiny, let it expand. You're going to tap, tap, tap. If you're tapping and it gets stuck to your brush, it's not ready yet. You need to tap, 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 tap to blend with the number 2. That way there's not a line between the 2 and the 3. It should look like one piece. Then you're going to tap on the sides to tap in the product. And then tap on the 3 over the top to make sure you've got your cuticle area. You're either going to be on the black line or you're going to be in the black line. But there should not be a line between 2 and 3. Take your paper, hold it like this sideways, and when you look at it, 2 and 3 should be just one bead. 2, 3, and 1 should just be one piece. You might see a division between 2 and 1, but it should be smooth. There should not be any bumps. There should not be any hole divots like between the 3 numbers. If there is, it's okay. It's your first time, but your goal is to try to blend it all in. And I know that on social media you watch these people and they take this big old brush and take a bunch of acrylic monomer and then they get this big old bead and they put it on their nail and they're just brushing, brushing, brushing. I get it. Alright, you technically can eat cereal with a fork, but it just doesn't work right. But you can make it happen if that's all you had. That's the difference between a professional and a regular nail tech, right? This is the way you do things. So we don't brush, we tap. So we're gonna do that here with the number 4. With the number 4 bead, you're gonna place it at the horizontal line between 2 and 3 where the 4 is. But this bead is supposed to encompass the entire surface. So you place it on 4, then you tap, 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 tap till you tap out at the tip of the nail. We're not brushing, we're tap, 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 pushing it to the tip. Okay, from the cuticle to the tip. You're going to use clear. I'm going to use the blue. Grab you your product. You need a big bead, so grab accordingly. Grab clear. Dip and drag method or dip and pick up method. Whatever your choice is fine. Big bead. Pick up your bead. Give it a second. You're going to place it over the number 4. Wipe, 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 wipe. Let it expand a little bit. Like you see up here. At a 45-degree angle from the surface of the nail, you're going to tap, 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 and drag and push, not brush, towards the tip. So tap, tap, tap at a 45-degree angle to cover number 3 bead. And then start to push, push, tap, tap, like you're playing with Play-Doh. Push, 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 push. Get your sides, even them out. Make sure you keep working on the sides. You start from the top and you work your way to the bottom. You see on mine here, I'm now on number 1. I've got that line. I need to go over and continue covering. I need to press, 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 press. I'm not brushing, I'm pushing. Now I'm going to stop mine right here to show you something, but you should keep going all the way to the tip. Now, pretend that this top layer of my blue is my clear. If I don't have a big enough bead, do you see how right here I stopped? My bead stopped right here, and I couldn't cover the tip. So now I have a big old step, a big old gap, a big old bump. My half of my 1, my 2 and 3 has 2 layers, but the tip of my 1 only has 1 layer, so it's thinner and it's going to be brittle and break. For this method, for this technique, right, bead number 4 is meant to be a big enough bead that you're going to be able to cover the entire nail. Here, I didn't.
9:30, ADA attendance reminder.
So this, if you got this on your nail, it's okay. It just tells you I need a bigger bead so that I can go all the way to the tip. Now, take your paper and hold it like this. That bead number 4 should be smooth all the way from cuticle to tip. If it's like this, we need to work on our tapping. If it's like up, down, up, down, up, down, and it's got dips in between the 1, 2, and 3, we need work on blending. Regardless, we tap, we do not brush. Either way, look on the sides of the nails. It should be parallel, right? You should be on or in within the black lines. On the sides, top and the bottom. Give it a second. When it's ready, you can pop it off. Mine is not ready yet. When you just bend it, it pops off, but mine's not ready yet. Bend it, pop it off, and then look at it. Look at the actual nail tip to see how you did. Questions? That is how this paper is used. If you're like, okay, I think I got the 1 and the 1 down. I think I can blend the 2, the 3, and the 1. I'm good. I'm just really struggling with the 4. Then take this sheet and only do bead 4. Pick up a bead, put it on the 4 line, and drag it down. You don't have to do 1, 2, 3. So you can use this sheet in those 2 ways as you see that you need. You are welcome to use the white, the clear, any or your color. Don't use the glitter yet, but you can use any of your colors to continue practicing any one of these. I think it was Milka and Jackie that are going to voice today. That's all I have for you for today. We'll stop the recording.